All right, I'm gonna get started. What's happening, everybody? Jesse here, or Coach Cal is what the kids call me. And this is my live race recap from the New York City Marathon. Hopefully, I'm not too late to do this video. I mean, it's YouTube; you can do stuff pretty much whenever you want. But I'm 3 weeks out officially from completing the marathon or done with the marathon, and I'm gonna go over the process. So let me start from the beginning. How I got into the New York City Marathon was by doing the 9+1 program for New York City, through New York City, through the NYR Roadrunners, through the NYRR Roadrunners, New York City Roadrunners, of course. And I had to do 9 races to get in. Now, luckily for me, during the year, I had 3 virtual races, so I only had to go to New York 6 times, 6, 7, because the 7th time you have to volunteer a race. Now, a lot of those races were tough, like the Staten Island half, but the best thing about it is you can go at your own pace. Now, if you do go slow on some of your races, they take the average time of where you finish those races, I believe, is how I got in. And that's how they place you in your corral. So my last 2 races, I ran extra fast, like the Staten Island half and my 5K. And they put me in the first corral. So I think I was with the 305s, which I am not running a 305 yet. Going into the marathon, I was pretty excited. My twin brother ran it with me, my brother Mike. So that was a great process. I'll talk about that more in a little bit. We've got these sick jackets. I mean, NYC finisher. These are larges. Typically wear mediums and larges all the time, but it doesn't go past my hips. So when I stand up and the shirt under it, still, you can see it. Gallon a day. Now, the best thing about the marathon was how many people were there. So let me go through the training first before I get to the day. Let me think about that. So I qualified last November 2024. I tear my groin, can't wrestle a single day of practice or run during the winter. Go to PT all spring. Shout out to my boy Pete. Casual run in March because it starts feeling better. April better. May I run my first race. June 14th, I ran my first race since I tore my groin, a 10K, and then I did a half marathon. After that, 30 to 35 miles a week. Peaked at 50 in August, tapered down 2 weeks before the High Rocks in June, late September. My older brother and I crushed the Boston High Rocks. Unforgettable experience doing that too. And then crushed the New York City Marathon 3 weeks later with my twin brother, which was sick. So the process was, well, the goal going into it was to finish. Of course, you always want to finish a marathon. And then my time goal since day one, January 1st last year, was to do under 3:30. Now, I was a little beat up on myself because unfortunately didn't get there. I think I will another time. I just have to go out a little bit slower. But let's bring you to race day. So my twin gets in 2 weeks or 3 weeks before, which was sick, because we're twins, love them and stuff. You want to run it with your brother. But we get there at the same time. We take a 2-hour car service to get to the marathon, which was actually pretty good. The only bad thing about car service is if you don't take the New York City buses to the marathon, you have to go around to the spot instead of where the buses just drop you off on the side. Now, we get there. So we get in the car service about 4:30. He lives in the other side of Connecticut, so it's pretty easy to get there. It took 2 hours. We go through a small metal detector. There's people working. And then we went through exclusive edits. Who's that? My buddy Sean, you the man. And then we just chilled for an hour and a half. Stood around. We had a small cup of coffee. We got these sick Dunkin' Donut hats. I should grab it, but they're limited edition Dunkin' Donut hats, only if you run the New York City Marathon, which was really cool. And then after that, we ran. So we get our hats. We got there about 7 o'clock after being in the car at 4:30 in the morning. Then I'm the first corral, so I'm right after the elites. And for some reason, they made the people who are famous on social media go first. What's up, Shawnee? I think that's Sean, exclusive edits. Or is that Colby? I forget. Or Hudson. What's up, boys? I don't know who that is, but thank you for joining. It means a lot. So I was in the first corral which is the first wave of people after the what's up, Sean? You're the best. Hope I see you at wrestling tomorrow. Mr. C's got a conference tomorrow, so I'm not sure I'll be in school yet. But have fun. So yeah, we're at the corral, and I'm in the first one. So I knew that it started at 9:30 all year, 9:30. But I got into the corral at 8:30, maybe even 8:15, which was an hour of standing there with a bunch of people, gels around my waist, just standing there because you couldn't move, which was honestly a lot. Like, because you're like, the adrenaline stopped after you waited for 10 minutes, then you waited more, then you waited more, then you waited more. Then they had the first wave of your first wave go. So they had like first wave A, first wave B, first wave C. I was first wave E. And I think I officially started running at 9:30. Now I was super excited. I did tell my twin though, I had an odd feeling that whole morning. I just kept telling him, I was like, I feel too calm. I don't know why. And I'm a very upbeat person. If anyone knows me, I'm sure my buddy Sean, who's in the chat, would reply or would agree. But I just felt too calm. And I was like, I didn't say it was going to be an off day, but I was like, where's my jitters? I put my shoes on. My right foot didn't feel good. I felt like I was too prepared, which for some reason wasn't a good thing for me. But I think at the end of the day, I ran out hard. The GPS was all over the place for the second mile because you're on the bridge for the first 3 miles. There's this whole misunderstanding that there's thousands of people cheering for you from start to finish. The first mile, nobody's cheering. Second mile, nobody's cheering because you're on the bridge. Third mile, nobody's cheering. You just see people as you get done with the bridge. And I believe the first borough we got through was into Brooklyn. So whatever that first borough is after the bridge, there was like nobody cheering at all. So that was crazy. The cool part about my wave though, because I was in the pink wave, was that the pink wave goes under the bridge, and then like let's say the blue wave went above it, which was kind of cool because under the bridge I heard it was easier. But with the GPS is going all crazy, mine had me at like a 6-minute mile and my heart rate at like a 135, and I was like, this can't be right. So as soon as I hit like mile 9 or 10, I think that's when my legs gave out I will say my heart rate jumped to like 180 or sorry, 199. And I did use my inhaler, which was a definite no. I will never be doing that again. But I hit it because I was panicking because my heart rate jumped so high. So I was like, maybe that was it. But then once I went back down, my legs just, I don't know if my CNS system just shut off. My friend said that maybe it's from tapering too much. But I think at the end of the day, I just ran out way too hard to start. I was too excited. For some reason, I kept telling myself to try to get 3:15. I joined an awesome group of really fast runners, so maybe that's what what I was thinking in my head subconsciously. But I knew the whole time I wanted to do 3:30. Once they gave out, though, I didn't get mad. I just started taking in the moment. I was high-fiving every little kid I could, every person, taking in gel, or I took my gel bag off, so I owe my brother like $50. My gel bag off that he got me because I had enough. I was like, my legs hurt. I'm done ripping gels. I was blaming everything at one point, but then at about mile, I would say 16, so they gave out about mile 10, but I was able to run still at like an 8:30 pace until 13. As soon as I started running up the mile 13 bridge, my legs I just felt it in my hamstrings. I was like, there's no way. So I would walk, jog. Mile like 17, I was running consistently. I think I was running like 9 minutes, which was cool. And then from like 20 to 24, I was running like the first half, then would walk and then run hard the second half. So I was like getting it down to like a 8:58 at one point. And then I got the best cheering from my older brother and my brothers and my family, my fiance, who's the best. At mile 24, and I looked at my watch, and I was past 3:30, so I wasn't mad because I knew my legs gave out, and I was like, all right, I can't, all these social media people say it's mental. It's like, when your legs hurt, it's not your mind, because my mind felt fine. I was like, get out of here. But I just sprinted it. I think I hit a 7:57 on mile 25. I could be off here too. I got to check Strava. And then at mile 26.2, I hit like an 8:08. So I had some energy in the tank to crush an under 4. I hit a 3:53.10, which was sick. My watch actually had a 3:49, so I would have been a tiny bit happier, but got my name and time in there, and this was done in the Bronx. So typically people go to Marathon Monday on the next day, and my twin and I did too, but we went to the Bronx. Usually they go to the Central Park, but the Bronx did it in 2 seconds. Did this. The best part though is this jacket. I mean, it says finisher on it. I'm trying to get some more finisher gear off the New Balance website. Hopefully for Black Friday, they have a black and white hat that I would like to get. They have a 3/4 zip I'd like to wear around, because as much as I love this jacket, I like wearing other stuff too, 3/4 zips. But this is the finisher jacket's the coolest thing about this. But again, this is a large, and it barely goes past my hips, like crazy. But yeah, I was really excited. My whole game plan though was good. I think the only thing I did wrong was trying to go faster than my initial goal of 3:30, which is fine because I think I had to just be a little humbled, or I don't know. I just over was just going. I think I just went too fast. Now I know though the Garmin really, it's a good watch, but the the Apple Watch was really good for a lot of my races too, and then never messed up the GPS like that ever. So that was absolutely nuts. But yeah, it was very cool. I was very happy to finish and then see my family after and cheer my brother on. Actually I couldn't cheer him on. So after you finish the marathon, you have to walk 2 miles to get out of there, and then walk another 10 miles to the train. So I pretty much did an ultra marathon. You could call me an ultra marathoner. Um, but we finished it together. Was awesome. Was low key brotherly mad that he beat me by 8 minutes, but I was pumped. So hopefully this starts the next journey of us running marathons together, and that will bring me into the chat. So I actually think we might run one run together in the spring. We're looking at Pittsburgh Marathon in late May, or some of my friends are running Jersey City in April. But with the wrestling season coming on, I don't know if I'm going to try to get too crazy doing speed workouts, and it's going to be tough to do long runs on Saturdays with tournaments. So I'm hoping for next spring. And I would like to actually do 2 marathons next year. I'd like to do one in the spring and then one in early fall, just to keep the energy and exercise going, because that's really what it's about. I would like to do another high rocks again too. That was really fun. I feel like I could go way faster. Gotta be one of my students calling me Jesse. But all good. But yeah, pretty excited. The New York Marathon. I hope some of my students run it one day. Get a cool medal. But yeah, my nutrition was on par. Everything felt really great. Who's in the chat spamming me? Gotta be one of my students. I just ran 6 miles. Goodbye, game changer. So great question, Shawnee. So when you finish the marathon, there's like a ton of people giving you medals. Then I got a sick giant orange poncho. But as you're walking and they're giving you the stuff, and then once you start realizing they stop giving you stuff, you see a giant hill, because you have to walk at least, I think it's half a mile after the marathon to make sure nobody's hurt. Then you continue walking, and then there's a gate that you had to go through, and it was like literally like a 2 mile walk, because they didn't want people just going onto the other side of the course where people were hugging their families and stuff. So it was getting a little out of control. The streets were all so packed right by the end of the marathon, so there was probably no way to do it. To get an Uber, I should say. Great question, though. What's up, Erica? But yeah, I would definitely run a couple more marathons. I would run a marathon every year. I mean, it's just something to do. Got to stop worrying about time so much and just worried about and just focus on how crazy of the idea it is. Who's the ultimate gamer, Sean? Caden? Caden's got to go. I'm texting Nikki Ramos right now saying he's calling me Jesse on my live stream. Yep, I'm texting her. What's up, Caden? What's up, Caden? Keep talking that junk, buddy. That's why Shawnee's my favorite. That's why Sean's getting a nice running club shirt and you're not. Running club shirt should be in next week, boys. If not next week, it's going to be definitely the first week of December. Erica's Nikki already got back to me. Wow. But yeah, I would definitely start running when you get older. Even tomorrow, I would start running, boys. It's never a wrong time to start running. I'll probably do another. I think I'm gonna try to do another marathon video, just to do it, outside or slow it down a little bit, break it up. But it was a great experience. New York, I mean, 70,000 people should be cheering people on more than one day a year, so it was pretty incredible. Connecticut has 2 marathons, the Hartford, and I believe there's another Hartford one in May. But actually there's 3. West Haven has one too. But there's definitely not 70,000 people coming out to do that. But I would do this. People like doing the giant marathons because of, you get all the jackets, you get all the people cheering you on. They're cool. But I would probably stick to a low key one next time for the spring. I would like to do Chicago one day. That one's supposed to be really cool. Can I show my cat? I don't know where my cat is. Oh, Matt, I forgot to give me a string bag. They give you a string bag. They gave me a sick orange poncho though, which is cool. I'm trying to make it into a jacket. Ask your parents if they know how to make ponchos turn into jackets, but there's no sleeves on it. Sean, I can't wait for wrestling tomorrow. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, that's pretty much my New York City Marathon experience. Had to get in last year, trained for about a year and a half to get it done. Crushed it, finished under 4 hours, which was sick. Although my legs gave out, I was still extremely pumped to bounce back during it and finish strong. And I'm just really proud, to be doing marathons and motivating my students and supporters and whoever else is watching out there. So thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and get moving. And yes, Sean, you can. But I'm going to go eat dinner. See you, everybody. Get moving.